Good evening again, folks. We want to welcome you to another edition of my Lutheran Connections. We have with us today the leadership of the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship, some members. They will be talking with us about CAM 2022. We also have a member or a representative from the CAM management team. Will also be, he's here, Brother Jala. But we have with us our dear friend and brother Jerry Tableau. He's there in Freetown, Civilian. Our sister couple Sele, the only lady on set, will be joining us very shortly. And our Reverend Zesta Yakwazu will be joining us as well, and also brother Abel Leweli. We hope to have brother Josiah Jokai, who we expect to be joining us sometime later. But until then, folks, we are here. We have a new year, a new month, and a new program. This is your program, My Lutheran Connections. We want to say welcome, Ambassador. How are you doing there today? I see you are in t-shirts while I'm in sweatshirt.
I'm pretty tight. I'm sitting pretty tight, and you know that we are all experiencing economic change now. So
right.
But it is sunny here. It is sunny on this side. I want to believe in Liberia is also sunny,
Right.
except Jerome and Carter would prove me wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And also, folks, we hope to have our brother Dala P. Pakla. Dala P. Pakla is the president of the Monrovia District Lutheran Youth Fellowship. So he's the
Hello.
newly elected president of Monrovia District Lutheran Youth Fellowship, and he's here with us. So again, we want to say welcome to everyone.
Hello.
And we are going strictly to Freetown, Sierra Leone, where our co-host Ambassador Jerry B. Tableau is seated pretty tight to lead our show today.
Yes. We want to say a very big welcome to our panelists, or our guests, Mr. Willie G. Carter from the National Youth Fellowship, Mr. Dada P. Bakala. He's also, I think, the president for the Monrovia District, and then our president emeritus, Mr. Royal Jerome Jala. And Jerome, if I miss all of the title, please bear with me because your title is giving me problem. I cannot remember all, but I know very well that you are president emeritus. And today we are concerned,
I can't get anything at all. I don't know. I'm not getting you at all.
We are getting you, Carter.
We are getting you. We are getting you, Carter. Are you? If you're not getting us, then you can log out and log back in. Yeah. But Jerome, are you hearing me? Can you hear me?
I'm getting you.
You are pretty loud, Ambassador. You're pretty loud. From Freetown, Civilian.
That's great. Yeah. So I remember, I can recall that sometimes before we ended the year 2022, we had a round of conversation on the issue of the summer camp. And we were able to understand some of the challenges in terms of the preparation.
Sound is not coming to my end.
We are getting you.
And then at the final analysis, we saw pictorial evidence that at least the summer camp was held. And we want to say a very big thank you to all of the organizers, including the parents that were able to send their kids there. So today we are on set to find out from the organizers what are some of the accomplishments, what were some of the challenges, what went wrong, and then also we want to take a kind of deep dive into the unforeseeable but very unfortunate situation, a motor accident that led some people perhaps, on a critical list. So we want to know the medical conditions, etc. So we want to begin with the camp manager, I believe, Mr. Jala, you are the camp manager. Just run us through on from the preparation leading to having the delegates on camp, what were some of the issues?
Thank you, Jerry Tablo, and happy New Year to everyone on set tonight. It's great to be here again on my Lutheran Connections to talk about uh, issues relating to the Youth Department year, the LCL. So, in preparation for the youth camp, like we said, we have the camp management team that was appointed last year by the leadership, and I'm the chairperson on our committee. Arthur B is a co-chair, Kuto Jala, and then Jason Bono, Abel Liwali, and Dede Gavler, both past presidents of the NLYF, are all advisors on our committee. So, in preparation to the camp, our camp is ideally located, is situated in former district Lower Bond County, and we had to have that place prepared for our young people ahead of the camp time, because that is part of our TOR. So what we did as a management team was to solicit funding from among ourselves to get few of our young people there to see how the place could be cleaned up, and then in preparation for the rest of the participants to come. So that was done in collaboration with the National Lutheran Youth Leadership, and they supported us to the 40th. So in terms of preparation, so that we don't have any creature or other stuff just laying around the place or coming over the place, were well prepared, cabins were cleaned up. This time around, we could not go about building things. So we have buildings prepared, we have mattresses, everything. Our kitchen was prepared. That is a powerhouse. That one of the most important places for camp. So we made sure that our place was prepared, and we joined the leadership in terms of creating the awareness, ensuring that our young people have a successful camp. And we were successful with that, though there were budgetary constraints, but we supported the leadership, and things were on course as it relates to the feeding and that of the arrival of all of the campus on camp. And interestingly,
Okay,
for us,
we will come to the budgetary constraint and most of the other details. But as a member or a chairman of the management team of the camp, I would just like to know what are the modalities you guys have for sustainability of such a beautiful endeavor.
okay. So in terms of sustainability, the first thing we have in place is we do have a security, uh, 24-hour security. We have someone residing on the campground that is ensuring the protection of our properties and also users of the camp. So in terms of sustainability, we have put this mechanism into place because for the upkeep and renovation and other things, so we have developed this policy that is yet to be approved by the Executive Council of the Youth. That is in terms of the usage, we develop a policy that the camp could also generate funding that will help to keep the place neat in terms of getting the grass at a very low level, renovation of buildings if anything get damaged. So we have that put in place. Even the youth from the Lutheran Youth Fellowship going there to use a place, they will have some funding that they will have to pay, and those funding will be used to uh, continuously maintain the beauty of the place, and also add up to other structures that we intend to erect at the campsite. So in terms of local income generation, that's one of the sustainability plans that we have put in place, because we will now continue to write proposals to partners. So we have to generate our own money. So as a means of self-sustainability, we have the local income strategy that we have put into place.
That is a very good point, and we'll come back more to talk about the issue of sustainability, security, and the whole management aspect of the camp, because I think we need to have a whole management tool that maybe you want to
Yeah.
explain to us, about. But let's go to Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter, can you hear us now?
Zakato, you will have to
Okay.
unmute yourself. Just unmute your microphone. I believe you are hearing us now.
Yeah.
I think
You
I
will have to
think I
unmute
think
your
we got.
microphone.
Willie, can you do that for him from your end? I think we
I'm
got.
trying to do it from this. Okay, now he's fine. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter,
Okay, yeah,
welcome and
thank you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, and many happy return.
So please tell us your position. What's your position at the level of the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship? And tell us a little bit of yourself.
First of all, my name is Willie G. Carter, and I am the General Secretary of the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship. At the level of the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship, I serve in the Communication and Records Department. I'm the custodian of records, and I am also an administrative advisor to the president by our constitution. With the work of the fellowship, we are closely, and I want to say things are moving on with understanding, with togetherness. We are working together, and in my own capacity, I've always given my best as per my position as a secretary when it comes to communication. I've also given my administrative advice to the president in making things happen when it comes to our planning and activities for the year. Yeah, we have had
Yeah,
a good
so
time.
you got a lot on your plate, man. You got a lot on your plate as a Secretary General. I mean, that is so much. But let's take it in piecemeal. First of all, you just entered a summer camp. Can you care to tell us what were some of your accomplishments?
On the overall, camp was successful. I must admit, and we have had two camps since our administration. Uh, with the two between the two camp, this just ended camp, I consider it more successful, and the reason is that compared to last camp, we had a lot of support. We had a lot of contribution coming from senior friends, and our own parishes here in Liberia contributed as well. But this year, we had it straightforward with our support from ELCB and the campus registration. But with that alone, we were able to run the camp from the first date of arrival to the end with all of the activities on the itinerary successful. We had lecturer, we had art and craft. Uh, thank God my LEC is back. We had games and all of the activities we planned for camp.
I saw some of the
So
beautiful pictures. I saw some of the beautiful pictures, but I just want to know from you, um, uh, insofar when you say it was more successful, sometimes good to quantify and qualify. But I would like you to come up more in telling us what impact did this summer camp 2022, 2023, if I should say summer camp, had on the young people of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. impact in terms of how did it contribute to the spiritual growth, how did it contribute to the entire, body metabolism, how did it contribute to the social and economic viability, something like that. Yeah, the church.
Cam always gave motivation to the young people. Cam always bring out the best aspiration that they will need to explore life, and it's always in line with biblical discipline. So this year, summer camp improve, added up more appetite or more spices to the flavor that camp always provide. And I say that to say, um, compared to last year, we had similar art and craft. This year, art and craft was vibrant and it was large. In fact, we had more material for art and craft, and we say thanks to our consultant Marian and the ELCB partners who continue to provide these things. So a lot of material were
So sorry,
provided.
I don't want to cut you off. Sorry, I don't want to cut. Where do you come? Where do you come? But this art and craft is very interesting, and I want us to take a deeper dive when it comes to that. So uh, it's what is it entails first of all, and was it that after that we will have some economic benefit that for example the camp will sell and get the money, or it was just something for the young people to practice and learn and get the experience? I mean, were we putting it on sale and these are some of the things that they kind of handle work. So tell me what the art and craft entails, and were you setting if you are setting where we're leading the proceeds? I think the proceeds going to the support of the camp, support of the youth fellowship, or what?
Directly, if I answer the question directly, the support goes to the fellowship. The material produced at camp are put on sale, and the money goes to the fellowship account. Though the material are being provided by our partners, but when we sell them, the money goes to the fellowship account. So it is a fundraiser for the fellowship as well. It's also impacting knowledge to the young people of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. It gives them basic skills to sustain themselves when they should have left camp and or when they are out of school.
That is good. So it also it helps the spiritual growth was there. We had lecturers, and then art and craft helped to build their skills and then bring in incomes for the fellowship, which was very good. And this sounds so wonderful, Mr. President. Weddy, do you have a question? I see, Mr. Secretary, I see the president keep coming, going. I think the internet situation is a problem there for data. But Weddy is over to you. You can come with one or two questions.
Sure. Yeah, I want to say thank you very much for starting off, Mr. Mr. Carter. I'm excited. The name Willie, Ambassador. No offense, but the name Willie is very unique. You rarely find the name Willie, so I'm very glad to be in close. I mean, close
Uh,
proximity. Through the magic of technology, with my namesake. Willie Carter, I mean, Jerome, no offense to you, man. The name Jerome is all over the place, but yes. So I want to say thank you for appearing on the show today. Two things, Mr. Carter. You said that the 2022 summer camp was the most successful of your administration. Uh, I want to know if you say it's the most successful camp that you've had in terms of looking at the quantity number of youths that went there. So you want to tell me that without support, without any outside help, you had more people to attend, you accomplished a lot. And can you tell us some of those things? And looking at the number of people, attending this camp versus the last 2021 camp.
Yeah, I said more successful, and I was laying basis. Last year, Kim, we were given more. Let me say in another tone, we were given more, and we also received more campus that will fit on the number of campus we have. Uh, this year came financially. Just before I continue, I also want to appreciate the contribution made by the Reverend Zestor Yagbazuo, sorry.
Yabazo.
Yeah, Reverend Zestor sent us some money right after a few days after the show for camp support. We received that money, but I said very successful comparing the support from last year to the support from this year. Outside support, I mean, aside from registration of campus. And secondly, when you talk about the number of campus that attended camp this year, majority of them were new campus. And the few that were there as old campus, when we tried to quiz them and try to understand why others old campus did not come to camp, and the message was that because we have changed the camp fees, which you agree with me, life is changing on a daily basis. In fact, in Liberia, our camp is the most cheap camp. But
So
the church has gotten used to this tradition where we receive more than we give. So the campus, all campus, were only taking into consideration paying less fees to go enjoy the rest of the activities on camp. So when we made amendment in the camp fees, all campus step by a bit. Some of the old campus step by a bit, but majority of our campus this year camp were new, and we even had campus people coming from the economical church, that is the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Liberia. We received 5 persons from there. We had some other campus that came from other churches like the Methodist Church, the Baptist Church. Yes, it has been, but this year it increased. Let me say, and because of the number of campus we had, especially the new campus, and the finance we had to manage camp, which we did exactly, and there was no problem encountered like the issue of food shortage or material shortage. No, we had everything in surplus. Let me say, I understand, or I try to do the comparison that it was more successful with the challenge of finance than it had been last year, where we had everything, though we didn't have problem last year. But if you compare the support from last year to this year's support and the accuracy of achievement, it means that this year camp is more successful than last year. That's just where I come from with the analysis.
Brother Brother Carter, Ambassador, I know you want to come in, but Brother Carter, to be honest with you, right? I mean, I like how you provided this information, because I know you guys were doing some preparation, but you actually put in more force at the end of the like at the 11th hour, and the president and chairman, committee chairman Jerome Jalla, along with the director, they all assure us that camp will be held this year. There's nothing going to stop that, and camp is going to be successful. And I'm very, very much glad that I mean, without no doubt, it's just a lit preparation. Sometimes, it's always not good, but I had no doubt that camp, wouldn't have been held this year. Um, the next, my next question, and both of you can come in as well, because it's gonna go to both of you, Brother Jala and my dear good namesake Willie Carter. Um, what preparation, learning from the 2022 summer camp experience, what preparation are you putting in place for 2023 summer camp? Are you going to wait for the end of the year, again, the 11th hour to start? Or what are some of the mechanisms, you're trying now to work on? What did you learn from the, 2022 that you're going to be working on for 2023? Go ahead, Jerome. While we await
Yeah.
the GS to come in.
Okay. So when it comes to lesson learned, each time you go to camp, you come from there. You always learn. You always experience challenges, and those challenges, you see how you try to correct them the following year. Uh, in past time, from from 2010, 2015, we had a tradition that camp will always start the 27. We will consider people up to the 28, the 29. But as time went by, we took office, we started changing, and the process. Uh, in terms of when campus arrive, the deadline, registration, and what have you. So things have been changing, even with people paying for teacher ahead of time. All of those things we put those things into place. That's why you have a whole package, like the GS said. People have to uh, people complain of their amount being increased to $20. But taking into consideration the number of days at camp is more as compared to what is being paid. $20 for 8 days at camp, and then 3 times being fed is literally nothing for common understanding. So with lesson learned from the camp, I think early preparation matters, but again, it requires a lot of work with the district leadership, the parish leadership, getting the pastors involved. Uh, when I was in office, we always started something around October, September, October with our planning process. But yet and still, we still had challenges. The young people wait in the dying minute to start and preparing for camp and then saying that they will come. So even with the collection of the camp form, all of those things, someone will complain that where they are, there is no network, so to get information from various districts is difficult. But I think we can get started with something with the early preparation, having pre-registration. That will actually put the leadership into proper understanding as to how many campus they ought to receive and how they can go about making budgetary allocation for the camp in terms of feeding materials and what have you. But it will require a lot of work and early preparation if we are to get started with that. And at times they even complain of districts taking their people to camp late. So you come in on the day of arrival to pay your registration fees and now their transportation. So the district have to go making arrangement. The national office is waiting for the district to come before they can start purchasing. But I think if we can have the issue of early preparation and standing on our rules and saying that yes, if you don't register this time around, 2 or 3 months prior to the camp, you will not be allowed. I think we can put some system into place, and it will lessen the burden on the national officers and those that are running the camp. Yeah, but the early preparation requires with lesson learned from almost 10 years ago with attending youth camps. Yeah, but the camp is actually stressful. At times, you will be working up to the eve of Christmas just to get things ready. Yeah.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah,
And
yeah. So I mean, Ambassador, quickly, right? Ambassador, last year I remember we hosted the NLYF again. The amount was $20. So I don't see any change in this. And it's the same $20, and you guys were able to host a successful camp. Man, hats off to you guys. And kudos to the national leadership, man. Brother Carter, look, thanks to you guys. Mr. President, I know you're right there. You're following us along with the director. We want to say thank you so much to the administration of the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship. Yeah, go ahead, Ambassador Tablo.
yeah, so is the president from the district, Morphet district, is he hearing us now? Hello, sir. Are you hearing us?
Brother Pakla, are you there?
Okay, I think Brother Parker State has some challenges
Yeah.
with internet, so we understand. Sometimes it's difficult, but I want to come back really on your question you asked. I think that was a very good question, and weave Bishop's
So
question,
Bishop's
or
comment. Okay.
if I may suggestions in, because
Mhm.
if you look there, Bishop really wanted to know, what happened to those materials that were produced, and according to him, he really admired, I think, the napping and all of those things,
Right.
and you hope to see more to support yourself. And we understood from the GS that is witty,
Mhm.
that that the proceed will go towards supporting the NYF. But do you guys have any plan to continue, such a craft after the entire camp? Because I think this it shouldn't just be a one-off. It should be something continuous and something that can be replicated, into various parishes at the district level, so that proceeds from there could be generated and sent on to the National Lutheran Fellowship for support towards the previous camp. Are you guys contemplating on doing such, or what mechanisms have been put in place for such a suggestion made by the bishop and many others who are interested in this art and craft? Go ahead now.
Hello,
You
you
are
can hear
okay.
me?
Yeah, yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you. Go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, like the bishop said, our Lord Bishop, the whole materials, like I said, will be put on sale. Unfortunately for us, this year we didn't have the exhibition period. Uh, it was all because the campus were enjoying the New Year celebration, and they overrun the time, so we could not have them come into the hall and do the exhibition. But then some of them still came before the departure and were buying. That's why we didn't have the exhibition. And the liquid soap was put up for sale. In fact, it was the president of the St. Matthew Parish, Adolfo Smo, who was taking it around, selling it for us, because a lot of them keep asking, imagine closing time at the same time, people coming to buy. But like I said, they are out for sale. We will be going to Totota in March for convention. The remaining materials will be taken there for sale. We'll be passing to parishes as well as we attend services there. We take them there. We will also have them at the office on the compound at 13th Street. Those of our guests who pass by the office and others can see them and purchase as well. They are out for sale. The napkin kit that the bishop talked about, it was nicely prepared by one of our trainers. And this art and craft thing has become the heart of NYF now. We have observed our members, our young people are more into it, and it's a creativity, it's something that makes them to have interest more into the fellowship activities. If you take art and craft along with any other event with NYF, you have more attendance, because once they hear art and craft, they want to be a part. So the materials will be out for sale at all locations whenever we meet.
All right, to our viewers, we are in conversation with our distinguished colleagues from the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship, and we are there just wrapping on the issue of the just ended summer camp, and we are looking at the accomplishment. We are looking at some challenges, and then from there we are going to take a deeper dive into the motor accident, what went wrong, and what are the medical conditions of those that were involved in the accident. So if you are just joining us, we want to say that you are most welcome. And before we move on to the issue of the accident, we want to, if our brother President Dada is hearing us, he could just chime in on some of the challenges, that he think that they face during the summer camp. President Dara, are you hearing us now?
I think our brother still has some issues. He's really trying. He's really trying. We'll try to get him on the phone. And
Yeah,
while we're
please.
trying to, yeah, we'll try to get that on the phone. I mean, he's trying.
Yes.
We can see that he is really, really trying. Um,
Yeah.
okay, brother Dada is trying to connect on the phone. He's having, you know, he's not the only one, but there are other people in Liberia with this network issue, and it's not unique to
Yeah.
Liberia. I would say this. We have brother Dada on the phone. Dada, are you hearing me? Yes, are you hearing me, Dada? Dada, are you there?
Yeah,
All right. So we have you on the phone. You are live.
So want him to chime on a bit the issue of some of the challenges, that they experience during the organization of the camp.
If you can be a little audible, Dada.
okay, hello, are you guys me?
Yes, we are hearing you live.
Okay. So you are asking for challenges that we experience on camp, right?
Yes.
Okay. Firstly, one of our major challenge is the issue of consular training. Is one of the major challenges we have. Getting counselors is a whole lot. Most people are now willing to volunteer to become counselor. Most of our young men and women want to be on campus. So it costs the national a whole lot when it comes to the number of counselors the campus on camp. That's one of the major things we have. And even the training workshop for the still is another thing. And I think it is because of funding that caused the training to sometimes delay to the dying minute before counselors can be trained. So that's one. Two, our national office is facing some serious financial issues. Because of that, they will have to wait for campus to register before they can add properly for the camp. That's one of the challenges there. Also, we don't have a lot of funds to actually take care of the camp for this. So we will normally wait, like the issue of printing camp t-shirts. We have to wait campus register. We know the number of campus before we can go into the printing of t-shirts. So sometimes it cause issue like this year. I and few other guys have to give our share away to the other younger ones so they can have the shirt and we go with our share because of the time we went to print the shirt. We'll have to wait for campus, registration finish by this phase before we can confirm the number. So these are some of the challenges that we actually face.
Thank you. That's fair. I want to say thank you, brother Dada. And brother Dada, can you please just hold on the line because we are going to recognize our viewers, some of our viewers. Then we will be going to another session. But we want to say thank you very much. You are actually trying your best. You've been trying since the beginning of the program. So if you can hang in, please, we will keep you on the phone.
Okay, sir.
All right. I will say this quickly, Ambassador, that one thing that people do, in preparation, like Brother Dada was saying, they had to give away T-shirts, they had to wait for people to register to know the total number of people. Um, and this is just an advice that pre-registration is very important. And nowadays you have so many other platforms that you can use. You can use Google Form, you can use Microsoft Form, and other forms that you can use. You can even use Doodle and have people to pre-register. Once they pre-register, you can put all the options. Do you need T-shirt, your size, and everything? Based upon that information, you can go now and purchase the number of T-shirts. Then you can give them out. but to wait until see total number of people come. So I mean, this gonna I know towns are hard and they've been in a lot of challenges, but I mean you want to consider that. And I spoke with the president before, and I'm still willing to work along with the president. We need to have a national database of our institution, the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship. We need to have a database, so that we can say, okay, if we're carrying a convention this place or we're carrying a camp this place, or we say we're going to go with some other event, we can look at the population to to help us with our planning process. So that's just another thing. But quickly, I will just go. Oh, we are joined by
Really?
our loon lady.
Yeah,
Sister
I,
Paul.
I want to wait. I see Jerome, the manager of the camp, smiling along with the GS when you mentioned the issue of pre-registration and talking about the different software or the different, I saw them laughing. It looks like it sounded interesting to them, but I think that's one of the best ways to go. But I wanted to follow from them just a simple question. Any one of them can take it. He was trying to do an analysis. What was the total number of campus for 2021, and what were the total numbers of campus 2022? Can you give us an estimate or a rough data of the two camps in terms of the participant or the numbers of participants? Jerome, you can take that.
Yes. So the previous camp we had inclusive of the camp staff, we had 359. Yeah, 359. And for this camp, per my information, inclusive of campus and support staff, we had 280.
And every one of them last year camp as already stated, and this year camp, it was the same amount, stagnant, $20, right?
Yes,
Yeah, it was pretty much.
$20.
Yeah,
So
last year was 20.
last year camp, can you give us a rough estimate of how much did you receive from extended sources, like senior friends, etc.? And this year camp, how much did we receive from extended sources, the Reverend Yakwazo, etc.?
Yeah, GS can take that.
GS, please take that for us. You are the custodian of the records.
Thank you. I just want to make the first correction. The camp fees for last year was not $20 or its equivalent, which is 3,000. It
It was
was
pretty much around the same.
$2,200.
2,200, yeah.
It was
Okay.
$2,200, and this year fees or the just ended camp was $3,000. That is where I made the analysis that the amount paid last year is different from this year. That's why most of our old campus did not come for camp. Secondly, if you ask for the support, the comparison of the last year's support and this year's support, uh, we had support from senior friends who asked us to not mention their name. So you may not have the information. And I don't also want to push it to have their names called as well. But we in
Just,
leadership, we
just
know
give
how
us
much
a
we
rough
receive.
estimate. Just rough estimate.
So the senior friends in America had a support directly to us. I don't have the fixed amount. I don't want to give amount that the records may not prove. But I just want to say that the senior friends in America had a special donation to camp.
Or,
Senior
or a
friends
certain.
here in Liberia had special donation to camp, and we also have parishes and district deans giving support. One person we had last year and also this year she also is Dr. Johnson, Dr. Community Johnson, the council chair of St. Matthew. Last year she had some gifts for our kids, and this year she even extended it to the nearby town. Yeah. So we had her constant last year, this year. Yeah. But the difference from this year and last year is the additional financial support that came from the senior friends in America did not happen this year. There were some senior friends in Liberia who contributed as well last year for some maybe economic constraint and other purposes. We didn't see their support. Though we wrote communication, like I
So
said,
after the camp,
it was
after the
2
camp, how
days.
do you people after the camp, how do you people report? What's your reporting mechanism? Financial reporting mechanism.
What's your reporting mechanism? Financial reporting mechanism.
So per our financial report to convention, we have summer camp, and the summer camp budget line is there. The amount expended, the amount raised from there is showing in the report, in the financial report.
To your
So the
convention.
financial secretary or the treasurer will inform
Your convention.
convention how much was spent on camp and how much was also raised, whether we spent all the money we raised or we had some reserve added to the fellowship account.
So between camp and convention, there is a blind spot. There is no reporting.
There is a
until
blind
convention.
spot. There is no reporting until convention.
There's no reporting, it's only briefing, and the briefing is done in officers' meeting.
I like this administration.
I like that.
It's more administrative. But Gala is laughing.
So
Listen,
maybe if our sister propose has something to say, she can say. Then after that, then whether you can recognize our viewers, and then we go to the last section, which is the motor accident, because Jerome
The feedback.
is hanging on with us for a few minutes. He may soon be leaving. So let's a couple of you got one question you can ask, and then whether you can recognize the viewers, and then we can jump to the last session. Couple, it's up to you, ma'am.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm on my way home. I'm finding my way home.
Oh, be safe, be safe.
Yeah, I'm on car.
Couple, if you find your way
Yes,
home, then please
yes.
take care of your phone.
Yeah. Take care of
I will
yourself.
advise you
I'm,
take care of your
I'm
phone.
on car. I'm on car.
Yeah,
She's
so
on
just
fire.
listen. Just listen and take care of your phone, please.
Yeah, just listen.
I
Just
wanna
listen
say
in,
thank
please.
you to
Yeah.
thank you to the studio guests, to Jerome and the GS. Like, I was fortunate to serve the Gon camp, and we had a nice time at Camp KP, but there were a lot of challenges. Yeah, I know they talk about it at the beginning. Yes, but because being served as the camp director and I was the assistant, so we are working on our reports to give it to the director's office. So we'll come up with some recommendations to present it to the director's office. But we all need to work together to see how best we can. I'm sorry.
I think couple is all of
Yeah, our
this.
sister couple is traveling home. As
Yeah.
you all they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whether you can recognize the guest,
So whether you can recognize the
and then after that we just go straight to the last section.
Yeah. I'll go straight in and recognize our guest quickly. Brother Enoch D. Veterinarian Croman. We want to say welcome. He is following. And also our sister Victoria Nangbe Johnson. Sis Marlene Molva Kekula, we want to say welcome. She's following us, and also Mother Viliga Bien, we want to say welcome. The director is also following from his RIA neighborhood, Reverend Pierre Nazo, and also the senior brother Kokwe Doubleson, along with Kennedy March Tupate. Um, as always, our bishop is following us well. And though our president is not well, but he's following. And you can see from his comments here, he's saying that he appreciates the appearance of his GS. And also going further down, the president of Monroe of the National Lutheran Youth, the National Lutheran Church Men. I'm sorry, Brother Molba Golayon. We want to recognize you, our brother Roger Abin Camon. Before we go to the ambassador, I just want to ask this question. This is something I always miss on camp, and going to my question, I would say that we dropped the we always supported the camp, national camp, and this year we will try much as possible to see how we can get back, get things on course. We speak with Mother, Nelly Bean, and see how we can get things back on course to, give our annual support to the National Lutheran Youth Summer Camp, that which we've been doing since 2011. So, sorry this year you did not get support from us, but or last year, but this year we hope that you will get support from us. I just want to ask this question, and this is something I always miss during camp. Who was the camp police? I miss Ross and Sean.
5:30, getting up 5:30.
We used to have this guy, either Peter Boa or his brother Aloysius Boa. And I mean 5 a.m. man, we gotta get up. 6 a.m. 6 a.m. we gotta get up and we start singing.
5:30.
5:30. Okay, we get up like we're on some training base, man. Yeah, I miss Ross and Sean. Actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who was our camp police?
The camp
Okay,
police was
I want to answer that question. Go ahead, Dala.
Quali Branel
Yeah, the
was
camp police this year
Quali-
was Brother Collie Branell and Brother James Cool. We
Okay.
had two camp police this year, and summer camp or last Asian is one of the most exciting
Yeah.
for summer awesome camp. Yeah. It's actually exciting. So if you see the later, I know the feelings for
Yes.
last Asian.
I miss Ross and Sean. Cam, man, I miss Ross and Sean. I'm telling you.
Give me the J. I got my J. Give me the E. I give me E.
We were Ross
My
and
man,
Sean.
stop
We
taking
were
my
Ross
back,
and Sean.
man.
It's, uh,
Yeah, miss
Look, you
Ross and
see,
Sean. To be
you see,
honest.
this is all part of what we say youthfulness. This
Yes.
is all part of youthfulness. And
Absolutely.
Jerome, believe in me, Weddy and the president Dada, when you guys leave this stage, even though Jerome is half and half, he said he meant now. But you can see his spirit and everything still into this whole youth thing. I mean,
Yes.
you can really feel the passion with the spirit. But Jerome, let's
Yeah.
come to you before we now finally dovetail into this whole issue of the accident. You're managing this structure. I saw some beautiful structures there. The first thing I want to know from you, was it done voluntarily? I mean, I'm talking about the labor. I mean, did you mobilize the labor voluntarily, and do you also want to confirm that putting the electricals, doing the plumbing, we had Lutheran youth that participated in that work and did that work?
Yeah, I can say that for 100%. For 100%. The fellowship, our church is so blessed, and we have so many talents, we have so many gifts. We just need to tap into them. And one person is Dada Pakla. If you see the entire architectural design of that camp was done by Dada Pakla during my leadership. So the entire architectural design was done by Dada Pakla, and that's something that we did not pay him for.
What?
So
Yeah.
So
Not a
we have a
dime.
whole, yeah, not a dime. We have a whole blueprint. And then when I was president, the Secretary General on set tonight was Secretary for Kakata District, and the electrical work. He was the one that did most of the electrical work.
Willie,
I'm
Willie,
telling
Willie
you.
did
Yeah,
electrical.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Willie
yeah.
Carter. Yeah, my name said Willie
Willie
Carter did
Carter,
it.
Willie Carter did the electrical work. Then we have the engineer, Jason Bono, who is pastor's son. He was the president for Kakata District. Later, he became the chief engineer for the camp. So all of those guys, if we were
Jerome,
paying them
Jerome, wait, wait, wait,
by
wait, wait,
now
wait,
they
wait,
are
wait, 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 Jerome, wait. You see some of the reason why the assets and verification and team should be listening to this show tonight. You
Absolutely.
see the kind of skill and talent in the young people we have, and the Lutheran church is so blessed with young people with skills. You
Yeah.
see this kind of thing,
Yep.
Jerome. You mean to tell me
yeah.
that Camp KP was revitalized strictly by young people without a cent and not getting any professional contractor from outside? Are you confirming it
Not
tonight?
100%, 100%. I can confirm
Let me
that.
clarify. Let me clarify something, Ambassador. Not only they are young people, but they are professionals as well.
They are
Because Dada,
professionals. Yeah, they are professionals.
sorry, Dada, I keep saying Dada, Dada. No, Dada, I'm sorry. And guess what?
It's
I
Dada.
should, yeah, it's Dada. Look, I should be very much familiar with his name because I mean his father was my pastor. You know, his sisters and I, we all were in the choir together. So Dada is a professional engineer, Ambassador. Just if you don't know, and the rest of them, including Willie. Willie is an electrical engineer, like the
Electrician.
other. He's an electrician. Okay, and like the other engineer that Brother
But
Jara talked about, and so many of them. Yeah,
Now that
yeah,
the bishop is following us on this,
yeah.
this is something
These are
serious
people
that
who need to tap into.
we need to tap into this kind of resources.
Yeah,
We need to tap into this kind of look at.
yeah.
I mean, and these guys, if they got the support, they can do more. Build, Jerome, I think that you guys are planning to build more structures on that land, right? And to develop it further, right?
Certainly.
And so
We
what we
have
talking
plenty.
about in terms of cents and dollars? What are we talking about? I mean, say the engineer is on. Maybe Jeremy can say something. And Data can come in to say something. In cents and dollars, what we talking about?
In terms of payment,
No, in terms of financial support, since we already got the professional skills in-house that we're not paying for, and we want to develop some more structures on Camp KP, I mean, in cents and dollar, I mean, what are you guys, what is the engineer, what has he put on paper? So 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 for more structures to get there, all the kind of thing?
so for we have plan of putting out 16 cabins, and the 16 cabins you're going to have 8 for the boys and then 8 for the girls. So currently we have that is 4, 5, 6, 7. We have like 7, 8 cabins right now up there. So we got additional 8, and to build each of those cabins, you need nothing to have it fully furnished. You're talking about getting beddings, bunk beds, everything in there. You're talking about pretty close to $6,000 to $7,000 per cabin.
Okay, so that is excluding workmanship, because I mean we can just give these
Yeah,
guys some motivation because that's a church, that's a
motivation. Yeah,
camp,
that's all.
just motivation, all the kind of thing. But that is just that for the workmanship, right? I mean, not for the
Yeah,
workmanship, just for to get the materials
the structure.
and to get a
Yeah,
cabin ready for the next camp.
yeah.
It is the
So
management thinking on trying to see how they can be able to generate something so that at least they can improve on that camp.
yeah, like I said to you, the issue of leasing the camp to Lutherans and non-Lutherans is our own way of local resource mobilization for the sustainability of the camp. So before going forward, let me appreciate senior sister, our then president, Dede Gifler, who built a cabin at that camp, and it was dedicated just of recent before the hosting of the camp. You have bomb bears, you have the electrical work, everything being done, and that was paid for by Dede Gifler. So we want to appreciate her for that. So we have other districts that are also doing that. So if we start generating funding over there, those guys can be work at the end of the day, something that is so paid in 25, let's say seven or two to $3,000 or $1,000. So that we take $100 or even 150 and give it to them as compensation. Just imagine. But they are all doing it because of the love they have for this fellowship. So most of our work being done over there, like we said, is like basically on a voluntary level, basic, and I think we should graduate from that because those young people that are coming out, they are professionals people, and though they love the church, but they do also have their families and they would love to improve their lives. So definitely we are thinking in that direction for the management team and that we can improve on with the even if we not give the 25%, it should be somewhere around 15 to 20% in terms of workmanship. Yeah.
Willie,
Yeah.
there you go, my man. You're hearing it. So let's go to the next. Take
Yeah.
us there.
You know, last week, after camp, we uh were all eager for, to get news about like how the camp go, people coming home or excited. Um, a post surfaced in the chat room that unfortunately, there was an accident, and it happened that some of the leadership, leadership team, members of the leadership team, sustained injuries, and the post was, you know, sent to the chat room by uh, the president, Data Pakla of the Monrovia District Lutheran Youth Fellowship. He's the president. So unfortunate that Willie Carter had to drop off. But Mr. Pakla, do you care to speak on the the level of injury as sustained, and what is the current status of those who were involved in the accident? We saw you made a post in the group chat. Can you further elaborate on the post?
Okay, yeah. We firstly want to be grateful to God for His grace, and I must say that He showered upon our brothers, our national leader, the President George Morova, the General Secretary Willie Carter, and the chaplain, our brother Austin Nati. Uh, the accident took place between 1 miles to Kakata, and our president broke his leg again. Our brother Willie Carter, who is the Secretary General that is present on the live interview tonight, was was saved by the power of God. God just scratched on his hand and his head. And Austin Nati, the Temple General, was seriously ill. He was the one in the West because of the explanation from the Secretary General. He went ahead after the motorbike lost control. Before they could fall, he was at the back, but he fell in front of them, and the rest of them when they over him. So he took the worst wound. He went unconscious. Luckily, we managed to get him to CFK, where he's presently taking treatment. Presently, he responding to treatment by the grace of God, but we still need to help him with the medical bills because right now the bills are being paid by the national office and from the bishop's office and few well wishers from our church. So we decided to raise funds to also be a help to that process, that we can see our national official back to full health. But with the present condition, our national president is present with a herbalist that is looking after his his broken bones. And Brother Austin Nati is at the JFK, hopefully responding to treatment. And the General Secretary is out and just fighting a little bit of things. And we tell God, thank you for that. That's the status right now for our brothers.
Brother Jala, I understand today
Yeah.
um you pay a visit, to those who were involved in the accident. Do you care to provide some information on their status as well?
Yeah, certainly. Uh, the accident occurred on the third, and just within that time, I was at the airport. I started receiving calls that the national president and secretary chaplain were involved in the accident. So immediately when we hit Monrovia, we went directly at the hospital, JFK. Thanks to Dr. Johnson, who works at the current hospital, not current, Rainy Hospital. She arranged ambulance, and then they were taken to JFK. So Austin Nati was unconscious. They have done his CT scan. They also did X-ray. All came negative. But when the incident happened, I think his spinal cord was hit, so he could not even urinate. They had to attach PV bag on him in order to have him urinating. So he's been there since then. George Mulva father came to town, his relatives came, and then they all agreed that he should be taken to herbalist. So the hospital confirmed that his legs got broken from the top per the X-ray result, and then the hand from the joint here they say it got sprained, but then the herbalist is saying that part of the bone there got broken. So we took him uh, 2 days ago to the herbalist in Magiri. There he is currently on ongoing treatment. He's talking. I think you can see that he's even participating online with the show. But we're praying that things goes well. And Austin Nati is still on ongoing treatment with the neck, and then the leg is not actually moving. So both of them they are still there. So what we are doing, we are also supporting the district leadership in terms of asking people to make contributions so that the bill can be their bills can be can be taken care of. Like the herbalist is asking for $350 US for the treatment, excluding food and other things. So with Austin Nati, the Secretary General can give better information relating to additional funding needed, the total bill needed for their treatment. But there where we are today, we're there visiting him along with the youth director is currently there around the Habia belt, and George is trying, but the pain is too much. Imagine that your leg is broken. You know how painful it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we wish all of them speedy recovery. I also, during my time with the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship, during the directorship of Director Gono, we had an accident. I tried to, just came back. I had we were involved in an accident behind the Cottington area, and we were rushed to Phoebe Hospital. Thank God for all of the medical staffs at Phoebe Hospital. They attended to us very quickly, and someone actually saw the vehicle that we were on, the national jeep, and said that they cannot believe that we were on that vehicle. So the mark you see, this one, the mark you see on my right cheek today is as a result of that accident. But I mean, other people sustained more injuries, like the driver, Paflomo. But that was in the past, So I just try to think about the situation. And Brother Willie, I mean, I'm glad that you are here. Thank God for that you are here with us today. You are doing okay. We hope that you are doing well. But how is it like going? How are things going with you since the accident?
Gentlemen, I'm sorry I have to leave because I have another meeting.
Yeah,
already
go. Yeah,
9 minutes late.
sure, sure.
Yeah.
You're fine. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Kat, are you hearing us?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Yeah. How is it with you since the accident?
First of all, I want to say thanks to God Almighty for His grace, and it was just by the grace of God anyway.
Hmm.
Because from the very moment we noticed that we are about to fall, let's say the mother back lost control.
Mm.
All of our focus now was how best we can be able to hold each other, and still it could not be. The president who is injured today fought hard to maintain the we, but we lost control from the back and we fell. And when we fell, I got confused to have observed that the president leg is broken at the same time the chaplain is bleeding, and it's almost like going to section shock. He was at the point of somebody can say come on, because he was not talking. Again, it is just the grace of God that kept us, and right now I'm
All right. Our
Is
yeah,
Pakla still on the phone?
yeah. Pakla is on the phone. And as Ambassador, we just wanted to, you know, just to put it out there that anyone who, um, you know, wishes to contribute towards the medical costs of our brothers that were involved in an accident, please reach out to the director, the president. Mr. President, if you are right on there, if you can please, post your number in the chat, in the comment section, and also the director, um, please. The widows might also, will be very, very much appreciated. Um, from the Malutran Connections management, we are going to meet on this, and we will reach out to the director. But this is Ambassador. I'm telling you, man, it's very sad. Seriously, yeah,
Woody, first of all, we all give God the glory that it was not tragic enough to the point where it took
yeah.
the
Life
life
took their life or
of,
something.
of
Yeah.
any one of those young people.
Hmm.
And I pray God that they are going to recover speedily.
Yeah.
But um, these are the kind of things that sometimes when you hear, then you want to be a bit skeptical on how the organization, of this entire thing happened, because I think next time what should happen is for us to, or for the organizer to ensure that they have uh, proper transport arrangement, for these delegates that are coming to come and go. At least so that these things can be properly arranged. We know for the way that everything is risky,
Yeah.
but um, I don't know the velocity at which they were moving,
Yeah.
uh, that caused them to lose control. But you can imagine that if you are on a speed that is more than what you can control, as soon as something distracts you, you're going completely off the road, and it's so sad. But like you said, I hope that we can be able to get a number, so we can pin the number so people can, some of our viewers, even from around the world, can call in, and especially the mobile money number, so that they can be able to. We got some people that are silent contributors. They don't
Yeah.
want their names to be called,
Hmm.
and so they can send it directly. If it's the director, we hope the director is following. He can do that, or the president, or but somebody's number that we show that when something is sent to them, it is utilized for the intended purpose. Yeah, you know. Yeah.
Ambassador, I traveled on that Beaumont Road when we visited, um, well, in the country in 2021, and Brother Jerome Jala, um, you know, uh, travel, took us to Camp KP to have, first hand, saying at Camp KP. The road, at some point on the road, is bad. Even on vehicle, is bad. And more so talking about being on a motorbike, and as we heard from Brother Carter, that the person who was moving the motorcycle, I think it was the president or so, he said the president tried much as possible to take control of the motorcycle. And again, you talked about um, being very cautious of, the speed at which you are moving. I know everyone is eager to get home to their family on time, looking at the the road on which they were traveling, considering all of that, considering security. I understand that, they might, and I don't know the time at which it happened, but I mean, it's just sad for me, and I know when I say this for a whole lot of people. It's just sad to see our young people go through this, and you know, um, yeah, it's pretty sad, man. I mean, I hope we could not end the show on this note, but yeah, I just hope and wish everyone, well. Um, the president of the
So what we
national.
want to do, maybe if you could get in touch with because I see a suggestion here, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah. The national men president,
the
he
national
made
men
a comment.
president, yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
I think
he
funds
made
should
a
be
comment and
directed.
asking for a thought. I think that is a very good thought,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's something we need to consider. So if we
Yeah,
can get a director, to give us his
yeah.
number,
The
we can
director could
pin it.
post his information in here.
Yeah,
We could share it, with the folks, watching, and those
exactly.
who will
So
be
that
viewing
they can
later.
do the silent contribution
Silent
because
contribution. Yeah,
a lot of people who want to be known or who want to be, they don't want a contribution to be known in this thing. So they
yeah.
can do it at least so that our brothers can be able to to get the kind of medical attention that they need. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm happy that the other young man is somewhat being relieved. He's urinating now,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though the whole
He
issue
had catheter. Mm-hmm.
of the urine bag being placed in you is so
Mm-hmm.
painful.
Yeah.
People who have experienced it, people who have
Mm.
experienced it can
That's an
say it.
uncomfortable. That's an uncomfortable feeling, Ambassador. You
Yeah,
know, man. Look, some days I just sit and thank God for His grace. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'd experienced that before. I was admitted in 2020, 2019, end of 2019, at John
Mhm.
Hopkins Hospital, and I I, I had to undergo, and guess what? It was a mistake by the
Hmm.
nurse. The
Hmm.
doctor did not call for that, but she said the doctor said so. You know, after I was taken down for a procedure, a CAT scan, and they communicated with the doctor. The doctor said, "No, I did not order that." And this lady, she begged me, literally, she begged. But I mean, I took nothing against her. She did not, really cause any harm to me. So I did not take anything against her. But it was actually against, I think
Yeah,
against the
yeah,
practice, that she really she dropped the ball on that. But I mean, I did not take anything against her. I did not complain about it. But yeah, I know the experience, man, having that. Yeah.
yeah. And whether coming back again to this issue of the number of professional young people we got in the church,
Mm-hmm.
it really is really something that we need to take into serious consideration. Um, we got a huge youth bulge in
Mm-hmm.
the church, and the way we treat them will make our church or break our church. I
Mm-hmm.
remember when we had the
Mm-hmm.
last conversation, there was uh, an information passed on by, I think, the president himself, who talked about the issue of, young people are volunteering, and they got the capacity, they got the
Mm-hmm.
competence, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when opportunities are there, they are not taken into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a call?
And that's brother Pakila. He went off and he was coming back in.
Oh, okay. And so that was some of the plea, and that was made, and I'm really happy that we can be able to to get the young people themselves on, so that they can talk about these things, so that they are aware, the church is aware that this, look, we got this kind of capable young people, and we need to utilize them, and we need to start doing it as soon as possible, so that they can be able to give back to the church. And we got to labor, and we need to support them. Brother Witty, I see that you are back, and we're almost nearing the end, but we'll give you a chance to conclude
Yeah,
your
to give
thought.
a closing
You
comment.
were
Yeah.
saying something. You were saying something. We'll give you a chance to conclude your thought, and then we can try to see how we can zero in on this topic.
Thank you. So as it was
All right. Our brother there is having some he having a network issue. Brother Pakla, if you are still here, can you make your final comment, your closing comment, please?
Okay, so let me firstly say thank you to my Lutheran connection for giving us the opportunity to come here and speak on issue concerning the young people of our church. And we are looking forward to all of our senior brothers, senior sisters, or pastors, council chair, and well wishers to please donate to the fundraising for the medical treatment of our brothers. If you see the communication that are posted in my Lutheran connection, there is a mobile money number there. That mobile money number belongs to the treasurer of the Moreover District Lutheran Fellowship, so much you don't forget. So you can send whatever to that number. We appreciate it. Right now, our young people within the National Lutheran Fellowship are also sending forms to that, and she's also giving update to the chat room when she receives funds. So we hoping that we can continue the process up to this week, and we can go to help our brothers during their time of illness. So we want to say thank you, and from my end as the Moreover District President in life, officially this Saturday, January 14th, the outgoing President Moses Tupa will be turning over to me at the DVD or Lutheran Church in Harrisburg. The turnover ceremony will be there, and we will be doing our expo planning retreat where we will plan a calendar event for a year period for the Moreover District Lutheran Fellowship. And the official induction ceremony will be held at the Matthew Lutheran Church, my home parish, on the 22nd of this month, January. And like I spoke to you the other time, the new leadership of Moreover District will want to go into so many fundraising or projects because over the years the district have been relying on senior brothers, senior sisters before they can run the affairs of the young people. So this leadership will be going into fundraising to sustain the district. And one of the major projects we want to go into is home service. We want to do home service where we can go and brush your yard. If you need us, if you call us, we come and brush your yard. Whatever amount is being paid can go towards the district cover. We can come and do pressure wash. If you have mold on your fence, on your yard size, we can come and do pressure wash of those materials, and whatever amount we generate can go to the district cover. We will also be looking into health awareness, and we will also be doing some testing on relating to health, like pressure, sugar, and on the induction ceremony, we will also be doing a fundraising, and the district youth leadership is hoping to generate at least $500,000 Liberian dollars to help them kick off most of these projects. And we are hoping that all of our pastors, well wishers, parishes, senior brothers in the diaspora, senior sisters in the diaspora, and here Liberia can come to help us raise these funds so that we can be able to kick off these projects. And we are hoping that
Woody? Oh, okay.
in your careers. Last year, we had a total of 25 young persons just from Moreover District graduating with bachelor degrees in various disciplines. I can tell you how resourceful the church is. And if we pay attention to them, we can have a better looking church in Liberia and the world alike. So we're looking up to everyone to be a help to guide the young generation so that they can be able to take over the church in the next 5 to 10 years from now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was the voice of Brother Dada P. Pakla, um, President-elect Monrovia District Lutheran Youth Fellowship. And Ambassador, just before I get back to you, he spoke on a lot of things, and some of the initiatives that they plan to undertake, some of the initiatives that they plan to undertake, talking about pressure washing, talking about cutting of grass. I mean, yeah, I mean, initiatives that we did not even think about before. You know, that they want to don't just depend the dependency syndrome. They want to graduate from it and move on a path of uh, um, being responsible, just helping with this little, and we can do so much. Look at, like, perhaps the last time I saw a photo of the Monrovia District Lutheran Youth Fellowship at one of the parishes. They were whipping grass, cutting grass with whipper. Just imagine giving them a lawnmower. you know they will just run through that entire area. Probably they're going to do three homes or 4 or 5 homes on a given Saturday. They can use lawnmower, and they can, those are hard to reach places. They can use cutlasses and some other materials. They can use them, and they'll be able to clean them. So, I mean, Brother Pakla, I want to say thank you very much, you and the leadership. Again, this is a call to everyone within Liberia and outside of Liberia, to provide our support. And from what Brother Pakla just said, um, it doesn't sound to me like there's a begging administration, or an administration that will just come to continuously beg. We beg, we beg, we beg. I think they are asking for something. Say, look, empower me so that we can stand on our own. I mean, I think that is so much laudable, to be honest. Um, Ambassador, you want to come in with some closing comment, and then we can try to wrap up on this?
Yeah, I just want to also join you to thank the young people that allow us to get the interview today, and our hearts out to all of those that are still injured. We wish them speedy recovery, and we also want to beg our viewers, especially Lutherans in and out of Liberia, to please support. I think he said that the mobile money number is in the connection messenger chat room. So maybe we'll advise that they put it there again for other
Yeah.
people who might not have seen it to see it and try to see how they can be able to make additional contribution. I will also advise them to try to see how they can um, put themselves together by understanding, by doing a small survey to understand what are the different professions amongst them in the various districts, so to speak, who are all carpenters, who are all masons, who are all electricians. They can do their own survey and get that kind of data out. That kind of data will inform, the church or who to contact in terms of construction, who to contact, even the engineers that are there, mechanical engineers, and all the kind of thing. I think that's something that the National Lutheran Youth should embark on. It's just a
Yeah.
small survey,
Mm-hmm.
so that they know the different skills, the different
Mm-hmm.
level of skills amongst the young people in the church.
And take
Because
contracts.
I was getting ready to ask him if they got some people there who can do landscaping. I know some young people from, for example, the St. Andrew Lutheran Church that got competence in installing the solar light and doing electricals and all the kind of things. So they can get all of those various skills just from a small survey to say,
Mm-hmm.
look, these are the kind of young people that we have and that got degree, that qualified, that got competence in this area, this area, this area. And Lutherans out who are constructing, Lutherans they can just tap into that and say, okay, but then let me empower this group.
Right.
Let me empower this group to see how we can be able to get them to do, something.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got people who can do landscaping, they come and they can landscape your place for you, and you can give them something for themselves, and if some percentage, because of the connection from the National Lutheran Youth, some percentage can go to the National Lutheran Youth, fine, but
Mm-hmm.
for their skills. And
Mm-hmm.
the National Lutheran Youth can also help them in selling those kind of products, those kind of products to people within the church. To say we got young people and we've done our survey, these are the young people, these are the degree, these are the qualification, and all those kind of things, so that it can be able to help people. For example, if some of us saying, oh, we're looking for somebody to install solar lights for us and this thing. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't have to look anywhere to start
No.
asking for contractors and all that kind of thing. I just go there and ask and say, okay, yeah, we can send you 2, 3, 4 persons to do it on your property. And that's a way that we also can be able, different ways, we also can be able to help our young people in the church in terms of building the capacity, because human resource capacity development is something that is very, very key. And I can tell you, man, that we got a lot in the church, and this is where the Asset and Verification Committee needs to pay serious attention to see how we can harness this kind of demographic and getting them somewhere. And lastly, we just want to remind all our goodwill, and individuals, philanthropists, and individuals who volunteer to support the LTI. We know for the way that we are still getting, uh, receiving some donation coming in. But we have already done the first remittance. We want to make sure that we get a good lump sum with it, I guess, and then we can
Yeah.
be able to see we can do the second remittance as it comes in. So we
Yeah.
have not forgotten, as we remit, we are going to show the receipt so everybody can see. But some people have told us that we should keep reminding them on every show of their obligations and their commitment. So we
Yeah.
got some people who are planning this year to start giving on a monthly basis. We are just reminding you people and telling you people, thank you. LTI is still on our mind. And finally, we will hope that the next show we will be bringing in the chair of the transition committee.
Yeah.
He should have been on the show tonight, but again, unfortunately, he fell ill, and we want to also wish our brother Alexander Gagu speedy recovery. We hope that God will intervene and you will be able to recover and get prepared for the next show. So, Weddy,
Yeah.
you can take
Yeah.
it from there and
So,
you can
uh,
close. Yeah.
You know, I would just pick back on uh, uh some of the comments you made, talking about professionals in the church, um and I want to just respond a little bit to my cousin, Cesar Goya. He's asking a question saying that what happens if substantive work is done or the work is not done? Will the church be held liable? I think the the organization that is going to put this group together um, will vet those that will be on such technical team, or that will be doing such technical work. Um, Brother Susie, I will send you some of the work from the brother on the phone right now, Brother Dada Pakla. Um, he is a professional. He graduated from the Stella Maris Polytechnic Architectural Engineering. This brother is so amazing, and some of the other guys. So I want to believe that if the youth decides to get involved in this and make it a full fledged work that they are going to invest into, I want to believe they are going to get people who are up to the standard, and that, you know, talking about liability, I think the organization would take full responsibility. But I've seen the work, you know, I've seen some of the work of Brother Pakla that I can vouch for. Brother Pakla, Dada Pakla, I've seen some of his work, very much amazing.
But
And
Willie,
yeah,
Willie,
yeah.
exactly. Now I see, you know, since is now questioning, is now
That's what I
questioning the
said. Yeah,
qualification. I mean, that is where I
yeah,
wanted
I
to
get
go.
what liability.
That is where I
Yeah,
wanted to
that's
go.
what I said. The
Concern,
organization who's putting,
no,
the
his
organization that will
concern
be putting
is
them together,
his concern is who takes the liability.
liability. Yeah,
But
no,
we can tell you that all of those issues, brother Goya, is going to be placed within whatsoever contract that will be signed. Because if
exactly.
you got a contractor and the contractor got his team of consultants coming, or you know, and this thing, you guys are going to sign contracts, and I think the liability clause will be there,
Right.
and then you will know fully where, if the job is not going well, if something happened, or even somebody, not even if somebody even breach contract, for example, you know, we're coming to contract law now. If
Yeah.
somebody even breach contract, yeah, what going to be, you know, and the recourse that you can take. So all
Right.
of those things, I want to believe before you can hire, all of those things will be in the contract. But
Before they can sign a
the greatest
contract,
thing we want to do is to try, Brother Goya, to promote
to promote our
ourselves,
own
to
people.
promote these young people. And it's good that you're not questioning the qualification, which is very good, because you're going to see the qualification. And I'm sure for the way that if they put themselves together in a cooperative style, to say, okay,
Right.
we got the engineers on this side. We got. Let me tell you something before I close.
Right. Go ahead.
When I went Liberia, I
Mhm.
also went there to try to see how I could be able to just locate parts for my vehicle. You
Mhm.
understand? And somebody directed me to the to Claratown. I don't know
Mhm.
if many of us can remember Claratown, right?
Right. Right.
Somebody
Right. Right.
directed me there, and you won't believe that that market, that particular market on spare parts, or used spare parts, and all that kind of thing, is completely taken over by Nigerians, and they're bringing in more Nigerians, and they have formed a whole culture, a whole community there, and this thing in Claratown. And when I got there, Weddy, I will see that one man is not going to sell all the parts.
Mhm.
See how the guys are helping themselves. One
Right.
man is not going to sell all the parts. So this other man, you will see on his shop, specialist in Hyundai.
Mhm.
Then this other guy, you will see specialist in
In Toyota.
radiator.
In radiator. Okay.
Radiator.
Mhm.
Then the other guy will be specialist in transmission oil, or
Mhm.
transmission, or gadget. The
Mhm.
other guy will be specialist in pump, fuel
Mhm.
pump.
Mhm.
But all of them could just come and sell the car parts. But for everybody to get something to eat, the other guy will say, okay, look, me, I'm going to take a radiator. So when you go there, you're looking for a radiator and your car is overheating, they send you to that guy.
Right.
When you go there and you say, oh, I'm looking for transmission oil box or something, because they go to the other guy. If you
Right.
go there and say, I'm looking for brake pad, or
Mhm.
you know, or the to do, they send you to the other guy. You go there and say, I'm looking for air conditioner compression. They send you to the other guy. Can you imagine
Right.
One man, even the air condition, one man is setting the compressor,
Right.
the other man is setting the other tube that should be there. The same air conditioner where you can set the same part. But the guys are so organized.
All right.
And that is how they're helping themselves. And you see the Liberians that are going there, pumping money,
Right.
giving them money.
Right.
And they're bringing in more Nigerians. I was interviewing one other guy. I said, so we said, no, I'm living Clarendon here. I came, my brother brought me. It's my first time in Liberia. But he said we should come and do this business. Can you imagine that?
Right.
And we're giving them money. So why when we look in amongst our young people, those that did mechanical engineering, those mechanics, those that can repair all kinds of engine, motorbike, generator, and all that kind of stuff. We put it in one category.
Yeah.
The other guys that can do something like weaving, they art and craft, we put in one category. Landscaping, construction, put in one category.
Right.
We can look among them, and that's how we can promote ourselves and the young people in the church. You understand? People like Sister Goya over there, then, if he got a piece of land he want to do, he can contact the National Lutheran Youth Fellowship. They can contract the core expertise. He can have the lawyers, they sign contract, and then the liability clause will be there, and the young people can try to see if they can do it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And we never know that we have a very good work. I mean, I think we need to try that. So, Cesar, there's a very good question you raised. I know you're a critical mind. You always raise critical questions.
You don't want the ambassador? Yeah. Ambassador, I want to say that he is interested in this component. That's why he's asking these questions. I want to believe that. And one time, Brother Lewally, he posted a suggestion that association, the idea of creating. He said, I don't want to sue my church.
My man, don't mind him, man. They're full of argument. Don't
worry.
They're full of argument. Don't mind.
So what Abel was proposing was that, or is, the association of professional Lutherans, that within that organization you have the architects, you have the lawyers, you have the electrical engineers, you have different group of people, but put it on an umbrella, like an organization style, like where he talk about all the liability and everything is there, but you have professional people. Because our church is blessed with a lot of professional people. Even my cousin right here, he's an academician. They're amazing academics. Like right now, we're talking about Lutheran University and everything. These are people that we need.
Yeah.
We need people like this.
You're talking about Sese, right?
Oh, yeah.
I know the man AQ. I know the man AQ will be fine. Yeah.
So, brother down there, man, heavy critical
argument.
Yeah, but like you mentioned, this month, hopefully next week we're gonna have the chairperson of the transition team, or the former chairperson of the transition team. We wish him also speedy recovery. The last week he posted that he was admitted at Zozo Current Hospital. We wish him speedy recovery. He's recovering now. And also we are going to be having this month, we are going to be having the chairperson of the conference, the conference chairperson, the International African Lutheran Conference that will be taking place this year at the end of April. It's going to be taking place in Liberia, hosted by the Lutheran Church in Liberia. The first was hosted by the Lutheran Church in Tanzania. So this time around, it's going to West Africa, and it's going to be hosted by one of the oldest, or I would say the oldest Lutheran church on the continent of Africa. The Lutheran Church in Liberia will be hosting the International Lutheran Conference in Liberia. The Lutheran Church in Liberia has hosted some, conferences in the past. So this is not going to be their first time. We hope and pray that everything will go well. So we're going to be having Mother Marie Carpet and her team. They will be coming on our show. And also we are going to be having the bishop. I know a lot of people have been asking questions about the verification process. How far is the verification process? The last time we saw the bishop, he was in the dark, and what are some of the any update, from the bishop. So we are going to have the bishop, and also sometime in February, we are going to have the director of the um, environmental justice program from the Pacific Lutheran Theological Seminary, Miss Fubi. We are going to host her on this show as well. So please, we have lots and lots of activities outlined for the first, the first quarter of this year. So please stay tuned, and we are also going to follow up on the scholarship issue as well. But again, we want to say thank you very much for being there with us. We hope that you have a wonderful wonderful week. Have a blessed week to everybody. And Ambassador, we want to say good night to everyone there. Thank you so much.
Good night.